And a lot of times, and what I tell everybody else now, is one of the things you want to put in your will is to put in there that you have a video for your family. See, unlike years ago where you go into a lawyer's office and you sit there and you talk all serious and you dress up and you tell them everything, you don't got to do that anymore. One of the best things you can do to have a will is to let them know that in your phone somewhere, or on an SD card or a hard drive somewhere, you have something marked for if something happens to you. And I always give examples of these whenever I go and do talks and everything else. So I've always had lots and lots of videos that I've left to my daughter because I use her as an example, just like I'm going to do now. So what you do is you turn on your phone, like I'm looking right at my phone right now. And you can tell your kids or anything else, you look right at there and you say, hey, I just want you to know that if you're getting this, two things. One, I'm outside cutting the grass and you're playing on my phone, and when I come inside, I'm going to kick your butt. Or two, it's because I'm in the hospital or because I'm no longer able to tell you anything anymore. I don't know if I'm in a coma, if I passed on, if I'm in the hospital. But one of the things I want you to know is you are the most beautiful little girl who I've watched grow your entire life. I want you to know that I'm more proud of you than ever before. I want you to know that I have made sure to document your life and all the things we've ever done together, that you can go back and you can see all the different fun things we did. I want you to know that I've got journals and I've kept notes on everything so that you can go back, and if anything were to happen to me, you have those memories, you have those pictures, you have those videos. I want you to know that there's not a day gone by where I haven't loved you, where I've never wished for the best for you on everything you do. I want you to know I've always been proud of you. I want you to know that you matter to me, that I love you with my entire heart, and no matter whatever goes, you're never going to lose my love. I'm sorry right now that I cannot tell you this in person. I'm sorry that I had to leave early. But I want you to know that I've never truly gone. I'm going to watch over you for the rest of my life. And anybody else that you love in your life, I will watch over them too, no matter what. But know that I love you with my entire heart. And then if you want to add anything else in there, that's fine. Now, I've had truckers and I've had military say, well, if I can't stand the person I was with, or what if I can't stand? My suggestion to you, if you can't stand somebody, is if you really want to have the last word in, on your video, and nobody else has to see it until the day you're dead, forgive them. Tell them that you forgive them. However, if you really want to go that direction, tell them you can't stand them and they're the biggest loser in the freaking world. And you got the last word in. Problem is, they're going to laugh at you because that means they were able to take up real estate in your mind this whole time and they know it now. But whatever it is, you now have the opportunity to leave a video, to leave pictures, to leave trinkets or whatever else. Just put it in your will. And we will do that for you. I'll get that all typed up for you. We will get it all written up. It's all confidential. It goes directly to our attorney, so you and the attorneys go over it, and we will get your will done. Don't put off any longer getting your will done and updated. Then after it's done, now they're going to send you the healthcare power of attorney, okay? And that is the more difficult one. Everybody thinks the will, no, the healthcare power of attorney I've always thought was the more difficult one, because now you have to figure out if somebody's on life support, if somebody's, where their body parts are going to be going, if things are going to be left to science, if you want medication even though you're in a coma, if you are basically, your body's kept alive in order to harvest your organs, if you want your blood or your bone marrow or anything else going to science. Okay, that's what goes into your healthcare power of attorney, stuff like that. Things about, do we want to keep you on pain meds even if your body is, stuff like that. And it's a little bit harder because then you're dealing with death straight on. You're dealing with what's going to happen to you. I always tell people it's like the episode in Seinfeld where Kramer was in charge of, what's her face was in charge of Kramer's will, and they went in front of the judge, or they went in front of the attorney going over everything, and she was just sitting there saying, oh, we'll just pull the plug on that one. Oh, let's just pull the plug there. oh no, we're just going to pull the plug. So Kramer got really, really scared and was like, she's going to pull the plug on everything. And Jerry thought it was funny, and so did George. And I always say that's kind of like your will. So whenever you're doing a will, whoever you're going to leave as your general power of attorney, whoever you're going to leave in charge of you, make sure you trust them. Okay? Because I know several shows and movies have had showing what happens if somebody's left in charge of the will, because families may not want to pull the plug. Families may want to pull the plug, but that's part of the healthcare power of attorney. As far as a trust for your kids and everything, you don't want everything going right to them right away. You want to make sure they have something, as they get older for a rainy day. And I remember when my mom died, I got stuff up to the age I was almost to the age of 30. And I'm really glad they did it that way. That way, it was supposed to be for college. A lot of what I do, it goes to my daughter's college, maybe a vehicle later on, maybe something for, if she doesn't go to college, then it actually extends out further so that maybe she can put it up towards a house or something like that, especially with my life insurance policies and stuff like that. But the whole idea is a trust for the kids and everything else. You want to put it in something so it can create interest if something happens to you, but they're going to get it when you designate them to get it. Instead of getting it all and them going and blowing it, a trust will actually help, make sure that your kids or grandkids will get it when they're supposed to. That's why a will is so important to get. I will do your will we will get your wills done. All you have to do is call me. You can call me 24/7 or send me a text message or something like that. If I don't see it, I will be within touch with you within a few hours. I may actually fall asleep. But if you want to get it done, all you got to do is send me over a text message or give me a call, and we will get your will done for you. And now I know a lot of people on the road. Guess what? You can do it on the road. You can do it without even having to come sit down with me. The whole thing is I'll just send it to you through an email, through an app, whatever it is you got to do. You get the whole thing filled out, and then you don't send it to me. You're going to send it to the lawyers. Now I know a lot of families, see, we'll do a will for you and your domestic partner. So in other words, if there's two of you, you both get a will, and we'll get it done for you, okay? Um, Anytime that you have a kid that's like maybe with autism, or they're going to have a disability for the rest of their life, we're going to take care of that child for the life of the membership. But I want you to know right now, it's important to get a will. It's important to be able to say goodbye to people. It's also important that you have somebody taking care of your finances, taking care of your family, taking care of things if something were to happen to you, to where you didn't die, but maybe you're on a medication for a while. Maybe you're in a coma. Maybe you're a little loopy or out of it for a little bit. Because whenever we take these pharmaceutical drugs, we never know what it's going to do to our mind and body. I know a lot of people that have PTSD and other things that have taken pharmaceutical drugs, and it makes them loopy. And they are not in the best mindset to make decisions. So you have to have somebody else make those decisions for you. And that's what a will, healthcare power of attorney, living will, trust, all that will be done for you. And we're going to take very, very good care of you. I just ask that when you get it done, give me a call. We'll get it over there. I'll even help you explain it to you. You can call our lawyers 5 days a week, and they will go over anything with you while you're doing the will. And once you have it, they're going to mail it to you. You just take it over to a library, a car dealership. I would suggest going to your bank and have it notarized. So get a witness so that you can go and have it notarized, and then put it away in a safe area, but also in an area where people can find it. I always tell people, if you have the option, put it in something and put it in the refrigerator, and then mark it. And the reason why is because people will find things in your refrigerator faster than going through all of your assets, going through your room, going through maybe your filing system, going through a photo book or something like that. Everybody goes to the refrigerator. So I always say, if you're going to leave your will, put it in the refrigerator. Craziest thing in the world, right? But it makes sense because that's where everybody goes to. Don't leave it in your vehicle. Don't put it in a safety deposit box, because not everybody is going to know you have a safety deposit box. And when you do get a will, maybe you will have a copy of the will, and then you put the real will in the safety deposit box, because in the regular will you put main will, safety deposit box, because they're going to need to see the actual will if something were to happen. And also make sure people know that you have a will, like your kids and stuff like that. No, like I said, the whole idea is make sure people know about it. Maybe that's where you put your SD cards, or maybe you put in your hard drive or something, because maybe you left a message to family and friends. I personally have left messages to family and friends and loved ones and stuff like that, so if anything does happen to me, they will know who they are. That's why a will is important. It also will honor your last wishes. Maybe you want to be cremated. Maybe you want to have a burial. Maybe you bought a plot somewhere. Nobody knows that you got a plot somewhere. Okay, maybe you're military and maybe you can be buried in Arlington National Cemetery. Maybe you can be buried in a national cemetery. You know, all these things are a reason why a will is very, very important. But people keep putting it off till tomorrow, just like they put off, calling their friends and family. And then all of a sudden it's too late, and they're like, man, I was going to call him tomorrow. Really? You've been saying you're going to call him tomorrow for years now. You had no intention of calling them. If you had intention of calling him, you would have done it by now. If you have intention of doing a will, you'll heed my advice, get a hold of me, and we get a will done for you. There'll be a lot of people that say, well, yeah, you can have a will done for free. No, you really can't. Okay, especially if you're in a probate state. And what's nice is I'm going to do it for $30. Okay, and the reason why is that's what my company charges. So we'll get your will and your healthcare power of attorney done, everything done for you. If you want to continue with our membership, great. If you don't, no big deal. But maybe, like I said, maybe you just need to update it. How many of you have been through divorces? How many have been through separations? How many have got grandkids now since the last time you did a will? Correct? Okay, which makes a big deal. Why? Because you may be leaving things to an ex, and now it's all going to go to their new kids, and your kids aren't going to get anything. Or maybe the people that you want to have stuff. You really have to make sure, because things happen. How many people died of COVID that never had a will? I mean, we're what, at 750,000 people in the world today? Right now that died of COVID? Or maybe that's in the United States, I don't know. But I'm just telling you right now, it's important to get your will done, because we don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. We never planned on COVID. Just like you don't plan on a wreck on the road. You don't plan on, the temperature getting down. You don't plan on getting the flu. You don't plan on getting sick. We don't plan on dying. But, that is a fact of life. And it is one of those things to where you can get your last will and testament completed and not have to worry about it anymore, because now it's completed. And then every year or whenever else you want to update it again, we'll do it for you at no charge. Simple as that. Why? Because you're that important. And people that don't think they're important and don't think it matters, it's a burden upon families if you don't have a will. I'm just telling you right now, if you think it's not a bit... I had one of my good friends, I'm not joking about this, he's one of my best friends. I love him. He's a great guy. I have no problems with it whatsoever. But he kept telling me, oh, my mom will handle everything if anything happens to me. My mom will handle everything. Like, dude, your mom's in her 90s. Oh, yeah, she'll handle everything. Well, guess what? His mom died before him. It was pretty obvious. But he then says, oh, well, my brother's... I'm like, oh, my God, you're just going to keep putting it off and give it to somebody else. And by the way, he could have had it done for free because he already had the membership. But he still refused to do it because he did not want to face the reality of death and having to be able to put together. Guess what? To be a responsible adult, it's good to have a will. Especially if you're in Illinois, Missouri, Iowa, Indiana, any type of probate state, California. And like I said, I've done wills in every state for members of ours. And I want to help you with your will this week. My goal is to at least help 50 people before the end of this week get their wills done. And the reason why there's no contest going on right now, there's no competitions or anything else, that's my personal goal, to help at least 50 people get their wills done. That means there's 50 people that I made a difference in their lives because I helped them get their wills done. And guess what? The more stuff that we can accomplish, the more stuff we can get done, to where we can help each other, then maybe you can go tell people to get their wills done. And guess what? If something happens, it's one less headache, one less burden, one less financial burden to put on anybody. I remember when my mom died, my dad paid for his will, which is over $2,000, for the exact same thing I do now. And believe it or not, also with one of the exact same law firms, which kind of upset me a little bit when I found out he could have done it for less than $1 a day, and they ended up charging him that. What they told me was, well, Jeff, we don't work for the company. Your company does that. Okay. So now I want everybody to come in so they can get their lawyers to get their wills done without having to pay a fortune. Because not everybody's got that kind of money, but everybody's got a few dollars to basically make sure it's done properly, written up properly, getting a power of attorney, getting a witness, and then having it notarized, and then putting it away. That's what I wanted to go over tonight with everybody, okay? So if you are just above the age of 18, give me a call. I'm going to put my numbers on all this stuff. Don't worry. 217-316-0883. Or you can send me an email to Jeff, Jeff, at Jeff Jansen, Jansen, dot biz, B-I-Z. So it's Jeff at jeffjansen.biz. I made all this so it's very easy for everybody, okay? And if for some reason you need to send me an email or something and you don't remember that, just go to one of my business card page and you can click right on my email and send it to me, or you can click on my phone number and call me, and that's all you got to do is go to jeffjansen.info. So jeffjansen.info. That also has all my social media pages. It has all kinds of fun stuff that you can go into. It also you can find what I do with legal identity theft, and also with oils and lubrications and stuff like that, because I also help out with people's vehicles. Because I deal with so many truckers, a buddy of mine's like, hey, you're already... And so I looked at a product and I was like, hey, I really like this. And so you can go to oilguy.info and see what I do with oils, lubes, filters, and stuff like that. So I protect people, their families, the individuals with legal identity, but I also protect people's vehicles with the proper synthetic oils, lubrications, filters, stuff like that. Also, because we help winterize the stuff I do, we help winterize. I'll be doing some videos of that very soon. But right now I want to concentrate on the wills. I want to make sure you know that I handle wills, that you can call me to get your will and healthcare power of attorneys finished, okay? And like I said, you never have to talk to me again. You don't even really got to talk to me. All you got to do is get a hold of me. You can even go to my main site, which is jeffjansen.org. I made it simple. Usually, the only one that I do not own is jeffjansen.com, and that's because he is a pastor out of Tennessee, and probably one of the nicest guys you could ever meet. But I think I own pretty much all the other Jeff Jansens, but he owns the jeffjansen.com, and he's just a really nice guy. But he's out of Tennessee, and he's got he's a pastor out there, has a huge congregation all throughout the world, and just a really, really nice guy. If you're unsure or run into somebody on my team like Melissa or Jesus Delgado, they can get your will done for you. All you got to do is get a hold of Jesus or Melissa Delgado. If you're from my area and you know who they are. I know not everybody knows who they are and stuff. And like I said, I got a huge team, but make sure to ask me first before, because like I said, I know that what we do is the proper way, and with the proper wills and with the proper attorneys and everything else. So go through me first, just so I can, make sure I'm there for you if something happens. The least I can do is oversee it to make sure that you're getting the best service possible. I know that each year I kind of write a new will. I do video wills as demonstrations. But one day my daughter's going to be like, how many videos did he make me? Probably around 40,000. I'm kidding. It's not that many. I said that a couple times and it got me in trouble. But you know what? So be it. I want each and every one of you to know that you matter, and that's why we do this today. Alright, let's go ahead and finish this off strong. And let's basically go over real quick some of the heroes in life every day. Okay? So I'll put the will stuff up, how to get a hold of me in just a little bit. And after this is done, you can call me and we can get it done. But right now, I kind of want to go over it. I want to say thank you to all the over-the-road and even local truck drivers that are out there. Each and every one of you matters. Each and every one of you makes a difference. To all the police and the sheriffs and all law enforcement out there, okay? I understand that between 95 and 98% are the greatest civil servants you and I could ever know. They go in, they're called, they do their job, they do an outstanding job, okay? And the reason why, that's like me saying 100% of Marines are the greatest people in the world, because they're not. Okay, there's gonna be a percentage that are not. There's gonna be a percentage that try to get ahead in life. There's always that small percentage that ruin it for everybody else. But we're all aware of that. We all know that there's nothing perfect in life. That's like saying every single school teacher, has never done anything bad. But then you find out teachers do bad things. But 98% of all teachers are actually really good. And they're really great people, okay? Just like I believe in small unions because they help people, but the larger unions I'm going to reserve myself on right now because, like I said, I believe that if you have control of things, that you can oversee things in a smaller amount, it helps everybody, okay? So to me, like I said, teachers are heroes. Police officers and sheriffs are heroes. Law enforcement are heroes, okay? School bus drivers, we didn't even talk enough about school bus drivers. They're heroes. Factory workers. You know, my dad worked on a paint line and is probably the greatest person, the biggest hero I've ever had in my life, okay? Farmers every day, they are heroes every day. Why? Because they get up. They're the ones, without them, we wouldn't have food. We're so worried about the ports and all these goods and commodities because we can spend. We're forgetting that the farmers right here, you know, without them, we wouldn't have food on our table. We would not have the things we love so much because people don't grow gardens anymore. They don't have the small farmer anymore. So we got to make sure that we understand that farmers are heroes. All right. Then you also understand that, to me personally, military are heroes. They're only less than 1% of the population in America. Okay, and we forget sometimes that their job's not on the interior of the United States. Their job is to basically protect us from, foreign and domestic problems. All right, no one's going to call in the Marines in any of the cities. Okay, that's what the National Guard's for. That's what the reserves for. Okay, but the United States military in general, every single person that serves is a hero, and nobody in the military has to belong to the shoulda, woulda, coulda club. Okay, unless of course they didn't join the Marine Corps because we all know that. Well, I joined the Army because I couldn't join the Marine Corps. Oh man, I'm going to get in trouble for that one. But the whole idea is they never asked anybody to protect them. They went to protect everybody else. Now, granted, some people, I understand. People have excuses. But military do not have excuses why they didn't join because they did. They signed on the dotted line. They volunteered. It's a volunteer army. Believe it or not, you're right. We don't have to be thanked whatsoever because we volunteered to do it. But if we don't volunteer to do this, I want you to understand there's a thing called a draft. And since nobody even understands what a draft is anymore, the Vietnam vets know what a draft is. World War II knows what a draft is. It means they call you up, and whether you like it or not, you're in the military. And you didn't have a choice. Right now, the reason why you need to be grateful for the men and women in the military, not me, but the men and women in the military, is they had a choice. And because they chose to go in, means you're not going to be forced to do what they're doing. And believe it or not, college, health, these little things are a big deal to us because we don't get very much. But guess what? We volunteered. We have to take a licking. We actually volunteered to do it. But that makes all the men and women in the military heroes. Just like the civil servants. Firefighters, heroes. I cannot tell you enough how important it is to thank a firefighter. When I was growing up, firefighters, they were just like, oh my God, it's like Zeus. It's like, oh, they were just awesome. Why? Because they ran in when everybody else was running out. Our bodies naturally tell us, do not run into danger. Run away from danger. Yet here you got military, or you got police, you got firefighters, you got nurses and doctors going towards the danger in order to help as many people as they can, because they don't do it, nobody else will. And they learned a long time ago that if they don't do it, then nobody else will do it. So we need to make sure that they know that they are heroes. We need to make sure that they know that they matter, not because we're just trying to say, oh, they matter, or, oh, thank you for your service, whatever. No, they really do matter, okay? How about like everywhere from the Tuskegee, I can't even say it, airmen, to a lot of the other, where they had a racial divide, but they still served. They still did their due part. Why? Because they believed in our freedoms. They believe that the world will get better. They believe that, what is right sometimes can take a very, very long time instead of doing it right now. But guess what? They did, and they're heroes for it. Okay? People that, peacefully protest. They're heroes. Why? Because they're protesting, but they're not causing damage. But on the other hand, their voices are heard. They're doing everything they can to get their voices heard. So there's a lot of heroes in this world. Our moms and dads are heroes, They're heroes because they did whatever it took for as long as it took to make sure that, we grew up right. Not everybody can say that, though. Every day's a miracle. Every day you're a miracle. Every day the things that we go through is a miracle because, like I said, think of the impossibilities of just waking up in the morning. All right, and last, let's start this. Tomorrow morning when you get up, make your bed. Have one accomplishment throughout the day. Make your bed. I listened to the Navy SEAL that told everybody, gave the speech over making your bed. I loved it so much, but it's a great reminder. Make your bed. Because it's the one thing, the very first thing you can do in the morning to make sure that you had at least one accomplishment through the day. Technically, you had two. First, you woke up. Second, you made your bed. So when you come home with all the other failures, you had one success, and that was making your bed. So basically, find a way, make your bed. Make the world a better place by making your bed. Why? Because it starts there. If you had one success, great. Let's do another success. Get your kids, tell them you love them. Get your family members, tell them you love them. Go to work, push yourself harder. Do something that you've never done before. Do something that scares you. Do something that steps outside your comfort zone. But do it. And do it all the time. I see all these people going to the gym because they want to make themselves better all the time. They're doing a great job. I'm proud of them. I see people trying to lose weight all the time. They're doing a great job. I'm very proud of them. But you can't just do it once. You got to keep doing it and keep doing it. Whether you like it or not, keep doing it over and over and over again. I'll tell you what, as a baby, none of us wanted to walk. None of us wanted to crawl, but we kept doing it. And guess what? Eventually we learned to crawl. Eventually we learned to walk. Once we turned 21, we were crawling again. But do it. Do it because it matters. Do it because you need to be kind to somebody, whether you like them or not. Start forgiving those people that are in your head. Whether they forgive you or not, forgive them. Be true to yourself. Be true to those around you. Never take for granted the time you have with somebody. I wish I could get back time with people in my life that have passed on. I wish I would have had one more minute or one more hour with my friends that died or my family members that died. I got an uncle that died, and I wish I could have asked him all these kind of questions in the world, knowing that he was in the Navy and was part of the Navy blockade during the Cuban Missile Crisis. But I didn't even know that he was until he was gone. And if he was alive, I wish I could have asked him questions. I wish I would have spent a little more time with him. But guess what? Can't now, can we? I wish as a kid I would have understood how important it was to have a mom and dad. Because when I lost my mom, now I wish I could go back and I could tell her all my accomplishments. And I could, it would have been nice to have a mom proud of me. But I took the next best thing and have a dad and all my aunts and uncles and people that are proud of me. So I'm not sad by any means. So make your bed. Recap, do your will. Let people know they matter. Make sure you know you matter. Because you are important. I'm Jeffrey Jansen. I hope you all have a great night tonight. Thank you for giving me your time tonight. Thank you for being here tonight. I know that I've got people from all over the world watching, and I appreciate each and every one of you. Our world just became a smaller place when everybody watches me, but guess what? I am so grateful for the friendships I've made in many, many countries. I'm personally from the United States, and I love my country, but I also love the people I've met overseas, whether it's in person, whether it's on the internet, and I've got friends in a lot of countries, and those countries have a lot of beautiful history, and I'm proud to know each and every one of you. So, but for the people in the United States and Canada, get your wills done. Love you. Appreciate you. Go to www.jeffjansen.info, JEFFJANSEN.info. When this is over, which I'm getting ready to end, call me at 217-316-0883. If I do not answer right away, it's because I'm on with somebody else or I'm getting the information to somebody else, but I will call you right back. Or you can call me in the morning or call me whenever you wake up. If you want, you can send me a text message and tell me when you want me to call you, and I'll actually schedule it through a text message so that you can get to bed. Or if you want, you can email me at jeff@jeffjansen.biz, okay? And like I said, we can get them done, accomplished, and I have a goal of 50 to do 50 this week. And I hope each and every one of you will take me up on that offer. I know some of you won't. But if you need anything in the legal field whatsoever, get a hold of me first, because we handle anything and everything legal and identity theft. I am not LifeLock. I am not the trucker's voice in court. We're bigger, and we can offer more. That being said, thank you everybody for being my friend. Thank you tonight just for being who you are. You matter. And if no one's told you that yet today, you matter. And I'm proud of you. For all my Marine Corps brothers and sisters out there, Semper Fi. For all of my military brothers and sisters out there, keep your head up. There's no discharge papers on the ground at all, and each and every one of you matters. For all of my family and friends throughout the world, I love each and every one of you. For people I have not met yet, it's going to be great getting to know you. Thank you, everybody. Have a great night. God bless, and I'll talk to everybody tomorrow. Bye.